Hey, what is up guys? Quick review of the new crafting mode system that they've implemented on the recent patch, which was patched this morning. There's a little bit of a delay actually for us EU guys, so we had to wait a good 5 hours extra for the patch to be put on the EU platform. But it's finally on. The Wong Yu and the devs teams over at Blizzard finally got it sorted, so we're able to kind of get on and open all our packs. I think I had like 200 packs which I needed to open, and there's like they added like a shortcut for spacebar to kind of open the pack but not to open the cards, so that took me a lot of time just to kind of get through the cards, but we finally done it. So what I wanted to do is, before I went ahead and disenchanted some stuff, is just basically show you guys the new crafting mode. So previously what would happen is that we would go to my collection and you'd see all your cards, and you'd be able to select the cards that you didn't own, right click on them and say that you want to create it, and it would use your arcane dust. You've got the total down here, and you'd be able to create the card. It would also let you kind of disenchant cards that you didn't want and turn them into dust. It was all a little bit fiddly because it was mixed in with your actual collection, if you see what I mean. It wasn't like a separate entity, which it is now. So now it's pretty simple. So you just click on crafting mode, and what it does is it basically puts it into crafting mode. So everything that you do here is all about crafting and disenchanting. Now you still have the button here to disenchant extra cards. So I had like 200 packs to open, so off the bat I'll be getting like 5,250 arcane dust. So we'll go ahead and we'll disenchant. So what this will do is this will disenchant all extra cards. So a lot of cards, you can only have 2 copies of each of those individual cards. Legendaries you can only have 1 copy of. Now, there basically would be no good, so they had to do something. So what they did is they enabled you to manufacture dust so that you can obviously create those new cards. So let's disenchant. Okay, so we disenchanted all our extra cards, so we're not losing anything. Now, for example, if we wanted to actually craft some cards now, what we would do is we've got 2 fills here. We'll show soulbound cards and golden cards. Now, if we go golden cards, we can see it will show a load of cards which we don't own. So you get the normal cards. So let's take this off for 1 second. So normal cards, like we'll take Neutralize for example, all of them have like a golden version of them, which is a lot more expensive to disenchant or to enchant. So let's say that I need this card for my Druid deck, okay? So all we do is we click on it and we press create. And what it'll do is it'll just create the card for us. So that's pretty much the same as it was on the previous beta, on the previous patch, should I say. It's just that they've cleaned it up a hell of a lot. We also have the undo function, so if we enchanted it but we didn't necessarily want it, or we changed our mind last second, we can just undo it, and then we'll get our arcane dust back. But in this case we want this card, so we're going to keep it. Great, so once that's done, it's locked in, we can't do anything about that now. We can disenchant the card, but we'll only be able to disenchant it for 400. So if you enchant a card that you need, and you realise that you don't need it, you're going to be losing arcane dust, so just make sure that you don't do that. So looking through the deck, I mean, what's really good to do as well is that there's a couple of classes which you might play in ranked as your main class. So for example, it's pretty much Druid and Mage for me, which I was playing pre this patch. I might check out Priest this patch, but so for example, like Rogue, Shaman and especially Warrior, they just don't interest me. So what I can do is I can actually disenchant some cards. So if I was to wanting to disenchant this, it would give me 20 dust. So I can disenchant that. I lose the card, but I get the dust for it. Now, what's sometimes good to do is that the golden cards pretty much they don't add anything extra. They just kind of look a little bit fancy and they're a little bit animated. So they're worth 100 arcane dust. This is for a rare, and what I like to do is kind of disenchant these first, just because I don't really care for the actual warrior deck itself. and it's a golden card, so I'd rather the Arcane Dust to buy something else. Let's have a little look else we do. So again, we've already got the cards. We've already got 2 of this card, but this is just a golden version. So we'll just go ahead and just disenchant it. Like so it's pretty simple, guys. So the crafting system has been kind of changed. Options pretty much are the same, but when you go into it, it just gives you that extra mode, just making it a little bit easier for you to kind of be able to navigate around. Yeah, and that's it. So keep an eye out on teamdignitas.org just for some extra blogs which we'll be posting in the next couple of days. Also, if you want to go, if you actually do have access to the beta and you want to play a couple of games, you can add me on battle.net, which is Nebe2704. But apart from that, I'll be grinding back up to Masters over the next couple of days. So take care, guys, and see you later.